Hello there, this is CAN Kenan from Kenan Plays, and today we're going to play a new game, a very new game called Burokku Girls, or in English it means a blockage or something like that, so it's a blockage girls. I'm not really sure why it's called blockage, but as you can see from the pictures here, seems like they have some enlarged portions of their bodies. I do not mean their chest, actually I mean their eyes, you see, their eyes are enlarged, right? Larger than human eyes. Okay, so let's see the gallery. Is there any special thing in the gallery? Obviously nothing. Let's see, nothing. Well, this is very Game Boyish, right? Well, return, let's begin the game. Okay, expect the unexpected. Okay, I do. I heard this saying several times over the course of my life, but to be completely honest, it never made any sense to me, at least until recently. Now I've come to truly understand the wisdom of these words, because the unexpected has come to define my very existence. My name is Takashi Allerton, and I am or was a fairly typical guy. Alright, I think we shall call him Takeshi from now onwards, easier, right? 18 years old, almost out of high school and looking forward to being done with it. But now, I don't think I'm really that typical. I'm starting to wonder if I ever was. It all started back when I was visiting my dad while he was at work. His name is Joshua Allerton, and he's a professor specializing in advanced computers, or more specifically, new gaming technology. Well, anyway, I found out that Burokku also can mean computer blocks, so maybe it means computer blocks, not blockages. He's always had a love for games, puzzle, and so on, so I guess it was only natural for him to go into the field where he would be creating a new and more interesting games. Alright, seems legit. As for why I was visiting him, well, part of it was my mum. His mum. Her name is May, and well, she tends to worry about my dad a lot, and for several reasons. Honestly, that man, why does he keep doing this to us? I think we've been through this before, Mum. Sigh. Yes, I know. Well, this is Mum. Looks awfully young, right? Well, not awfully, gracefully young. And yes, I knew what he was like before I married him, but still, you think a university professor could remember to do simple things like change his clothes and eat proper meal without me having to constantly remind him? That's my dad for you. He might be a genius when it comes to computers, but when he gets really invested in a project, he tends to forget stuff, like eating and changing his clothes. Little things like eating, sleeping, taking bath and changing his clothes. So when he starts getting really wrapped up in his work, Mum likes to drop by his office at the university and check on him every now and again. Make sure that he stays grounded enough in the real world so that he doesn't get completely lost in his work. Well, maybe. Of course, there's another reason why she likes to check on him. He misses him, is it? As my mum and I were making our way through the university halls, we happened to bump into that reason she was exiting one of the break rooms with a cup of coffee in hand. Whoa, who's this? Car mechanic, artist, open day. Alright, so this is Miss ? What? Oh, Dr. Hughes. Why, Takeshi? It's been a while, and Mrs. Allerton, right? I think it's correct. Hello, Dr. Hughes. Hi, Doc. Now, Takeshi, what have I told you? There's no need for you and your mother to be so formal. Call me Candy. Oh, so her name is Candy. She looks like a candy to me. How does these glasses work? Do they is it thin air or is it like half frame or something like that? Never seen this before in my life. Next, Dr. Candice Hughes. She's another one of the university scientists and she happens to be one of my dad's colleagues at his current project. She also has a huge hourglass figure that seems like it had been pulled straight out of a comic book or a manga. I think it is out of a manga. And while she was dressed properly with a lab coat and glass and all the rest of it, somehow she managed to wear all of these things in a way that made it very hard for me, or I imagine pretty much anyone else, to look at anything save for those huge mounds of flesh that were presently straining at the front of a shirt that I'm pretty sure was a size 3 too small for the woman wearing it. Yes, I think it's slightly tight, right? Can she breathe? It's been too long since you have both been here. Alright, so it looks like the mom is jealous. Definitely too long. I'm glad to see that you brought the usual essentials. I smiled and mom grins at Candy, look at the suitcase I was carrying and the cooler with homemade food mom had with her. The usual thing Dad was in need of when he got so wrapped up in his work that he forgot about everything else. Plus a few extras, just in case. Extras, food, or what else? Looks like the mom is smiling again. So, if you don't mind me asking, but do you know where we can find my husband? Or do I even need to ask? Hehehe. Nope, you don't. He's right where you think he is, buried away in his lab, working away like always. Of course. I'm really glad to see you too. Your husband may be one of the most brilliant men I've had the pleasure of working with, but you know, his mind wanders when he gets lost in his work. I know, believe me, I know. The mom is like, I know. With that, we started moving forward again, and my mom taking the lead. I was a short distance behind, and as for Candy, she was an even shorter distance behind me. Earth! Did she just bounce on me? Just like that, the two soft yet firm mouths of feminine flesh had bounced into my back, causing my body to burn with a brief thrill of excitement and my brain to burn with a less brief surge of embarrassment. Well, nice English. Glancing back at the owners of said mounts, I saw a look of apology filled across Candy's face. Oh, I'm sorry, Takeshi. I didn't mean to bump into you like that. Lies. Yes, sure you didn't. You know, it's good to see that you took after your mother in terms of taking good care of yourself. So many people don't give the proper care to tending to their bodies. I know that husband of mine doesn't. I know. That's a shame. Sigh. He's really quite handsome when he's all put together. At this point, my mom glanced back at Candy and took note of the way she was smiling, pausing to once again take in Candy's ample asset. She scrounged briefly, just long enough for me to see it, before she reined in her expression. Yes, he is. With that, Mom returned full focus to my father, and as for Candy, I could feel her full focus shifting to my posteriors. What? And she licked. What? Well, whatever the reason, it's always good to see you both. Candy closed in on me again, and while I didn't look back at her, I could definitely feel her warm breath on the back of my neck, once again enticing my body. She's like, feel my warm breath. Honestly, I wish you dropped by more often. By now, you probably figured out the other reason why Mom was stopping by to check on Dad. So yes, she's the reason. To say that Dr. Candy is a filth would be a hopefully understate the situation. And to say that her body is serious candy for the eye will be an even bigger understatement. And while I have no proof, I think it's safe to say that Candy is far from being above going past the flirting stage. It is. And Mom, she's aware of all this as well. And while we both know that Dad has eyes for Mom and work alone, well, jealousy and logic aren't the best of bedfellows. And so, Mom likes to check on Dad, keep him at least partially grounded in reality and to scratch the itch causing her paranoid. As for me, well, some guy my age would have probably dropped by to enjoy Candy's attention, but me, I had a different reason for being there. You see, my dad was being very mysterious about his new project he was working on. Mom and I had asked him about it several times over dinner and stuff like that, but he completely refused to tell us about it. Just kept saying that it was something new, something revolutionary, something completely top secret, something that would change the gaming world forever. What is it? Which naturally enough threw a bunch of fuels on my curiosity. Besides, like my dad, I love games. I've been hooked on video games for as long as I can remember. I just couldn't get enough of them and was always on the lookout for the next big thing. Which just made the notion of some new and revolutionary that much more exciting for me. True, maybe. So, here we are. Moving ahead of us, Kenny took out an electronic keycard and slid it through a nearby card reader. Professor rules. Nobody gets in this door unless they have one of these, or he or I let them in. He's very insistent on that. Really? What about university heads? Are they okay with that? Are you kidding? They are the ones who had this new locking system installed. They don't want anybody finding out about what we're working on. So what are you working on? It's a little hot in my room. I'm just increasing the temperature. Well, while I still don't know what it was that Dad and Candy were working on, the fact that they were obviously being so secretive, even here in the university, just poured more fuel on the fires of my curiosity. I kept my mouth shut on the subject as Candy opened the door to the lab where Dad worked and pretty much lived lately. Wow, it's full of rubbish. Well, why do they need these tools for computers? They need a hammer from computers in case it is shut down, is it? Alright, rubbish here and there. Where's the dad? Well, they still haven't told us what is it, so let's continue. As my mom and I followed her in, we promptly found ourselves in a veritable wonderland of computers, equipment, tables littered with sticky notes and tools, and all kinds of other stuff in which I didn't even really pay any attention. Josh, are you in here? Professor Allerton, which is Josh. At first, there was no response, which makes a lot of sense. There was no sign of my dad, which makes even less sense. Like I said, he basically lives in the lab where he's wrapped up in a project. After a few seconds passed in silence, I started to wonder if maybe my dad had gone to the restroom, or maybe he had gone to grab a snack at the cafeteria. I was about to suggest as much as I heard a faint noise, like cloth brushing up against metal, followed by a startled grunt. Candy, is that you? Who else would it be? Without another word, we started in the direction my dad's voice had come from, navigating the various computer and gizmos and a bunch of other stuff I couldn't make heads or tail of. We soon found my father lying on the back and looking at us from the hallway inside another piece of equipment that looked like an angry midget had taken a hammer to it. Oh, whoa, the dad is handsome, eh? The dad is handsome. As for my dad, well, he didn't look much better. Professor, Josh, Dad. A few seconds passed as Dad studied the three of us, as well as taking note of the things we carried right before he signed knowingly. Okay, I'll ask, just how long has it been this time? 4 days, 4 nights, running out to work before breakfast and coming home after dinner. When you even bother coming home? And without even bothering to change your clothes or take a shower or shave or anything? What? Okay, Taki, Candy, be honest with me here. Has it really been 4 days? Afraid so, Dad. Trust me, I can tell just from looking at you and your beard. Honestly, I think you were a workaholic when we got married, but